on there, guys? We back with another one, and one of Giannis's biggest fans, Emmanuel Acho, has some words for him after the way they lost to the Miami Heat. Um, Jimmy Butler and the Heat advance on to the second round and face the New York Knicks, hopefully reigniting that Knicks Heat rivalry. Giannis was thoroughly outplayed by Jimmy Butler, and I don't want to say that like they play the same position, but as far as leaders of the team, Jimmy Butler imposed his will on this series, and they just straight up dominated the Milwaukee Bucks. Jimmy played like LeBron and all those guys, and I heard Kuzma praising Jimmy, and he basically said he makes the same plays that Josh Hart makes, and he can also make the same offensive plays that who is somebody clutch. And I mean, he can go Kobe sometimes on people, like sometimes he can get in that zone. Not saying he's as good, but he can basically give you the effort of like an elite role guy like Josh Hart and go get you buckets.
Forget about those things too. And that goes with winning. Like a player, you look like Jimmy Butler, like he's a winner. He does everything a role player does, and he'll still give you buckets.
Yeah,
like that's real.
So Acho, this is what he had to say about Giannis and his performance.
Zick, shame on Giannis, bro. I am the biggest Giannis Antetokounmpo fan. He's Nigerian, I'm Nigerian, I'm the biggest fan. But tomorrow he's Greek. When I'm talking about him on air tomorrow, he's got to be Greek. Shame on Giannis Antetokounmpo, man. How in the world you let Jimmy Butler give you 102 points in 2 games? Shame on Giannis. How you go 10 for 23 from the free throw line, Giannis, in an elimination game? Shame on Giannis. Giannis, you the MVP, right? You're supposed to be the 2-time MVP, right? Then I need you to do what MVPs do. Giannis was scared to touch the ball in overtime, y'all. Y'all realize they passed the ball to Giannis. He hot potatoed that joint. Just get it out my hands. End of the game. 10 seconds left. Giannis gets the board. Down by 2. KD wouldn't have passed. Jimmy Butler wouldn't have passed. Jordan wouldn't have passed. But Giannis, you want to pass? And then after you pass, you fall on the ground and you don't get up. You fall in, but you can't get up. Giannis, you the defensive player of the year a couple years back. And you gonna let Jimmy Butler give you a 56-piece then a 46-piece? It's your own home court? The Heat had to play 2 games just to get into the playoffs. They had to play 2. They were playing Heat. The Bucks had the best record in basketball and got bounced in 5. It was a gentleman's sweep, and the Heat not even gentlemen. The Heat weren't even gentlemen about it. No, not even gentlemen. I can't believe this. I truly can't believe. Giannis is Greek. He's Greek tomorrow. He's not Nigerian, man. Naija no de carry last, but we carried last. Naija no de carry last. That's what we say, but we carried last. He's not Nigerian. Not tomorrow. He Greek. I'm sick, man. I'm sick.
And I think some of that is fair, what Emmanuel Acho said. Giannis, he was 10 for 23 from the foul line, so at some point in the game, it gets in your head. You don't want to be the player that goes to the line and blow free throw after free throw after free throw to lose the game. So he was playing hot potato with the ball. He didn't want to have it, obviously, in the back of their mind, imploring Hacker Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to use that strategy if it got close enough to just foul. And Giannis is not going to step up and make it. It's mental. His mind is gone at that point. And this is what I always say about Giannis shooting threes. I know some people got on me on here talking about he puts in work and all that. He doesn't have a 3-point stroke. I don't care if he shoots 5,000. With the current stroke that he has, he's not going to make a higher percentage. It's a shot that's not in his arsenal. 2 people I wish would stop shooting threes almost totally is him and Julius Randle. Even though Randle can make a few more than Giannis when he gets it rolling, I would love to see them only take 1 3 a game or 2 threes at the most. But you build a defense out when you take threes. I always said, Giannis specifically though, because I could see Randall having to take them sometimes. But Giannis, if he exposes the ball on his post move, so you see a lot of times when Giannis turns around, he brings it down low and it gets it stripped. He needs to learn how to protect the ball and shoot a jump hook. All that Euroing, all that on his body is not good in my opinion. He needs to focus on catching, sealing, turning, and shooting, and making the game much simpler. You 6'11", man. You or 7 foot, whatever he is. And you more athletic than everybody just about. So just turn around and score over, and you stronger. Turn around and score. Work on getting old-fashioned 3-point plays. If Giannis could make his and ones and hit his free throws, how many threes a game would that be for Giannis? He would go to the line a minimum 10 times a night, and at the most over 20 like he did last night. If 5 or 6 of those are and ones, you still hit 6 threes, and you got somebody in foul trouble in the process. Nobody's gonna foul you closing out too hard on a 3-pointer. That's the shot they want. And so shooting that is a turnover to me. I've always caught, and I feel like him and some of the other players, that's not their strength. I know the analytics got people thinking they have to shoot these, but I just think Giannis bails out the defense, man, when he does that. And he gets inside of his own head. It takes him out of rhythm. I just don't like a player that's weak at something being forced to shoot so many of those. And this is why they're losing to Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. They're not a team that beat themselves. If you go back and look at the bubble, Giannis taking threes. That's what we want. Giannis settling. Giannis Euro stepping. We just waiting for him for the charge now. Everybody's catching on to that Euro step. You need to have a post game where you get a post entry pass and you can read the defense. I get tired of these players trying to go ISO and everything is in front of a defense, because a team built on defensive principles and a defensive coach like Spoelstra, it's no coincidence that the Miami Heat is the team that has eliminated them from both the bubble and, this year as the lower seed. It's no coincidence at all. And to have a player like Jimmy Butler that rises to the occasion, I expect the Knicks to give Jimmy Butler more trouble. I think the Josh Hart matchup, just the way that those two play, is going to be a little harder on Jimmy. Jimmy is obviously the better player, but he'll be contained a lot better versus New York, believe it or not. Now, I don't know who's going to win the series. I feel like losing Tyler Hero will hurt them in that series. But I feel like the Knicks got so many weapons, man, that they have a legit shot. I mean, Brunson's going to go off. I think Quickly's going to have a big series. I think Obi Toppin's going to be big. Mitchell Robinson and Bam, that's a matchup to watch. Who controls the interior the best? Because Mitchell Robinson flat out abused Evan Mobley and Jared Allen that last series. So we just going to see, man. I think that's an interesting, compelling matchup, and it's one the NBA needs. That was a good rivalry in the 90s, the Knicks and the Heat. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.